At Marriott, which is the global hospitality company on a global base, we have started a long time ago with setting goals for everything that is related to ESG. So at the moment, we have a chart where, for example, we set goals for the next few years, particularly to 2025, where we have four axes. The first is nurture our world, where we have said that 80% of the property managed by Marriott will have certificates by 2025. Then another axis is empower to opportunity, so that we invested and we are going to invest 35 million per year in making sure that associates on a global basis receive a skill and training in various environmental matter. Another axis is sustain responsible operation. So also in this case, we have as our objective to reduce by 50% our environmental footprint by 2025.
We call it responsible business. Think planet, think people, and think community. It's been launched since 1989. I was only 9 years old back then. There are different pillars of it, and for instance, reducing our carbon footprint by 50% by 2030, very similar to what John Leo said from Marriott. We aim to reach net zero carbon footprint by 2050.
Based Do you think this is feasible?
Look,
or is it a too ambitious goal?
It may be ambitious, but our sustainability team, our responsible business leaders, believe that it can be achieved by 2050. So I hope so. The idea is, how does that translate into numbers? For instance, in the past 10 years, we've reduced our energy consumption, energy costs at our hotels by 30%. We have installed solar panels across the Mediterranean and from Spain all the way to Cyprus, and to save energy, for solar energy, for light, for hot water. Those are just some examples. Many of our properties are Green Key certified and LEED certified. Eliminating single plastic use, water waste, food waste. So there's a lot of initiatives that are going into place, and yes, the targets may be ambitious, but at the end of the day, it's what you do on a daily basis.
As far as Greece is concerned, can you share some numbers?
It's in the early stages. In Greece, we went from 2 hotels 4 years ago.
Because you mentioned Spain and Cyprus.
I mentioned all the way between Spain and Cyprus, so that includes Split, Croatia, Mykonos and Santorini, where we have hotels as well, and we're opening more hotels in Athens and the Peloponnese region in the next four years. Examples would be, for instance, think people and how we are contributing to the economy in that sense as well, to the community, is that with our recent openings 2-3 years ago, we created 100 to 150 new jobs. In the 4 openings that we have in the next 2 years, we're going to be creating more than 500 jobs. So this is how we touch on the community as well, and on the people that we work with.
What are Accor's key results and commitment for sustainability? Because I know that you have conducted a very interesting survey regarding this. So could you share some insights?
With Accor Radisson, we are a global hotel operator, so we more or less are in line with this type of objective. So if we take the main objective, which is zero carbon footprint by 2050, we've got the same objective. Of course, is it ambitious or no? For example, we are ambitious because we appointed, and I guess you have also 4 years ago, a chief sustainability officer. She used to be a minister in the government of Macron, so she's a person of very high caliber. And she's working hard on that with all the teams. And what is important is that it's not that we just want to do that, it's just because the ecosystem of our business, so all our stakeholders are looking at the same objective. For example, if we take the owners, because we manage hotel, they know that they need to be sustainable because you've got so many impacts in terms of finance, of efficiency of their building, return on investment. So
you see that their mentality has changed to that direction.
Because at the end, part of mentality and sensibility, it's very often driven by for investors for profitability, and somehow the profitability of the hotels tomorrow will be linked to sustainability because, they, again, in terms of efficiency of their building, the fact that if they want to sell their hotel, so to exit, they will have a premium. We consider that a building which is sustainable can have a premium of 15%. So they are interested to do that. We also, because our clients, B2B clients, travel agents, when they run our RFP, they are asking the hotel to have a program for sustainability. So if you are not compliant, anyway, you will have some issues selling your hotel. We have also the guests, the younger generation, they are very much sensitive to that. I see my daughter, it's not like we used to be. So if the company is not putting in place some programs, maybe she will kind of not go to this hotel in the future. So it's in our interest to do that also. And also the employees, the staff members, now they recognize and they want to work on companies. And we were talking about this morning how it's difficult to attract good team members and to have them in your staff to provide the best services.
Lack of talent.
Yeah, and the talents, they look at that also. I see a lot of younger people coming to the company, and one of the first questions is that, what do you do for sustainability? And if you don't do that, they don't want to work for this company. So it's a whole ecosystem that goes in this direction because everybody has interest to do so.
So, Mr. Spanos, how can hospitality investments be designed to have a positive impact on local communities, such as through job creation, skills trading, and economic stimulus?
Yeah. First of all, nowadays it's a necessity, to invest in an eco-friendly way because that has, an effect to the actual cost. You see how the energy cost goes up. If you are not efficient there, practically you pay a much higher check, number one. Also, sometimes that has to do, because, every location is different. For example, if you have a very seasonal destination and you have all the crowds visiting the place in 3 months, the destination suffers big time, which is the case with a city hotel like in Athens or in Barcelona, that you spread your visitation. Can you imagine, in some of the Greek islands or in Malta, you have 10 times the population of the island in 2 months. So, the infrastructure for sustain, this kind of visitation is totally different than a location which is with a much smoother visitation. Also, something which is very important for getting funding at the end of the day, it's important to have an eco-friendly hotel, simply because in the future, because of the new legislation that comes, nobody will get funding unless you are eco-friendly. So even us, when we are valuing
the so-called ESG factor.
Exactly, yes. So, if you have, it's like the cars. If you have old technology cars, you pay much higher rates, or you don't, they are trying to block this. So this is again the situation with the hotels, because we have the professionals running the hotels and you have the owners, which are, families, people with financial issues. So, you have to deal with these people as well, because this is a very big part of the market. It's not only until a few years ago, we had mostly family-run hotels or Greek hotel chains. Now, especially for Greece, this is changing big time. So you're coming with new ideas, much more, global approach, that changing things.